Clout chasers, y'all. Clout chasers will tell you this is how you know you're talented. Clout chasers will follow you. When you're talented, your words, you can't just use regular words. Excuse me. The difference, the reason why we aren't using clairvoyance and silence to communicate only, and using extra communication as entertainment, you feel me, has to be used more as a way to elaborate on, I guess, ATC, is because of clout chasers. That's how bad clout chasers are. Like, you feel me? Clout chasers got so bad that they went to Africa and talked about Slovakia. Clout chasing got so goddamn bad that you can tell somebody, look, I'm gonna move this way. And they'll be like, and you're like, alright. If I say bye and you follow me, I'ma swing on you. And then they'll still fall. You feel me? Clout chasing got so bad that they're like, oh, you one of those people, if you feel me. You feel me? That's how bad clout chasers are. Clout chasing is so goddamn bad that they talking about sucking dick for money. You feel me? So, you know, in the world of talent, the ratio of talent is more, if not equivalent, to the clout chasers. So they have to, you know, they trying to talk about clout money. And I'm like, that's not clout money. That's an ultimatum. That's not clout money. That's a threat. That's you being okay with being threatened because the world has too many talented people. Clout money is when you're talented and you got a lot of clout chasers. So, you know, a talented person that's independent can't go to a record company unless he's bringing the guns out and they directly in the face. You can't go to a record company and then bring the guns out and then say, alright, I'm gonna come back here and let's try this one more time. No. They gonna think that's their opportunity to clout chase. You have to have guns on them directly to tell them, I need you to do this, that, and the third. You feel me? So that's what we in. We're in a cold red. COVID-19 is a disease that developed because clout chasers are out. You feel me? That's all COVID-19 is. So, you know, people is trying to find reasons, you feel me, to become important, because sooner or later the momentum of the next important person in the world is going to shift. And what's worse is that clout chasers are making themselves expendable. They're making themselves expendable and talent and expendable. So the community is gonna be able to come outside. So it's just like if someone's like, oh man, I can't keep a job and eat like, well, are you talented? Yeah, I do everything. I know how to work on cars. I know how to learn on the go. I know how to, hey, you name it, I know how to do it. You feel me? It's like, well, shit, nigga, just be a bum in the clout chasing world right now, because when the clout chasers are gone, when it's a story about clout chasers is over with, you're inexpendable. Like that's value. You feel me? So right now, all we dealing with is clout chasers. Like clout chasers don't even want to sign another clout chaser, but if they feel like it will get a message across, they will sign that clout chaser just to get that message that they know won't get across no other time. And the thing is, that clout chaser will be going to all record labels knowing there's someone stupid that wants to get this stupid message across. And it's going to make a whole bundle of I owe you notes just because someone need to get a message across. So they avoided they avoided talent because they just wanted to get a message across. Clout chasers will pollute the whole atmosphere with the opposite. Like, that's not still explaining the truth. Just to try to stop talent, like. So it's like this. If you're a talented person, if they feel like you're a gullible, talented person, what they gonna ask you, can you relay all of this stuff? But the problem is, if they can see that you can relay all that stuff, they're gonna go, oh, that's too easy. Can you feel me, jeopardize your life? And then when they see you jeopardize your life, they'll be like, oh, that's too easy. Can you be my bitch? And then it's just like, no, I can't be your bitch. Like, I jeopardize my life, I will get all your messages across. But, bitch, I came here to make some money. I didn't come here to goddamn get in a relationship. So then clout chasers will be like, oh, fuck it. But let them meet someone that don't got that goddamn no cap. You feel me? Let them meet someone that have that cap. They straight looking at them like, bitch, I am not about to be in a relationship with you. To the point that someone would say that shit and they'd be like, it'll do. But we're talking about this one that just is capped and can get the message. They're gonna sign that person because they can get the message across. And you feel me? Let them go through what they had to go through and look for someone else to fill in the other holes that they want. And they're like, what the fuck? Clout chasers ain't no joke. Clout chasers are so bad that that they all around me is clout chasers. You feel me? I'm talent. You feel me? So everything you will hear about me is what the clout chasers hate about me, because they can't do anything simple to get in my head or be around anybody that fucks with me, which is a lot. So you know, I was talking in a video. I don't remember what video, but I was talking in a video. I was talking in a video about the when I move, you move just like that. And that was me saying the game of these clout chasers and the clout chasing story. You feel me? So it's like this. People try to take words out of context. Like they'll be like, but you're a clout chaser. But I'm not talking about. That's like someone being a fired cop and then being like, but you're 12. No, you're not 12. You're fired. You feel me? So, disease don't really play about that. So, if I say ugly people, I'm not talking about the people that are sacredly, geometrically formed and they just choose to have a you could say I worked on my beauty state, and you could say I'm relaxing state. I'm talking about the ugly people. So yeah. So you feel me? It's just like firefighter, or it's just like doctor. You don't want that doctor. You want that doctor. You feel me? So in the story of clout chasers, you feel me? You feel me? In the story of cops and robbers, you feel me? In the story of ETC, the people that wanted to be clout chasers, you feel me? That's what that really means when someone says something. They're like, but you, yeah, but I succeeded. You feel me? So I'm talking about that era, that, you feel me? That generation. So right now we're in the generation of clout chasers. Every generation has it. This generation is really bad. Like this clout chasers, just clout chasers, clout chasers, clout chasers, and they fallback plan for clout chasing is uh clout these clout chasers excuse me have a whole problem with people that succeeded. And you know, a clout chaser is a superhero. So the problem is, everybody wants to be a superhero. That's what a clout chaser is. A clout chaser is a superhero. So the problem is, people that don't work on their legs, that don't work on their arms, don't have no special abilities, haven't mastered one thing, can't save they self, want to finesse as superheroes. They want a momentum swing to happen where someone comes around every time and makes them look good and they fell off. And them falling off, they still look good talking to other people, and then they come around, give them something, and then they fall off, come around, still give them something. That's what clout chasers are. Well, unsuccessful clout chasers, because a successful clout chaser is a superhero. A clout chaser is a superhero. Like I was saying earlier, it's just a problem with people in the world saying that they're a successful clout chaser. So you know, talent versus clout chaser. Talent is the superhero. But you know, that's like how you make a headline, you feel me? So you know, when people that want to be clout chasers, you gotta call them, this world's full of just clout chasers, you feel me? This world's just full of superheroes, you feel me? But guess what? A clout chaser is a superhero. But people only saw the clout chasing part of being a superhero. So when I said the world is full of superheroes, they damn sure known they couldn't talk. But the second I say the world's full of clout chasers, they be like, oh, I do that too. And it's just like, yeah, but you're not a superhero. Nor a hero, if we want to lower. But to me, a clout chaser is a superhero, because you can make music about anything. But if you sing a song, and when you sing, you go, ooh, baby, carry me somewhere. You feel me? Off of that peak, you feel me? You feel me? You don't do it any different. The same way I just did it. You feel me? And it come out um because I could do it on that peak and it sound not change a damn thing and it sound beautiful, but I'm being militant right now to show the clout chasers in the world that don't want me to sing from how soft I sing. But yeah, that's what a superhero is. That's what a hero is. But we got too many people that got down liked that the superheroes get medals and stuff like that for being a clout chaser, that we had to define clout chasing as a whole nother word. Talent. And that's what really happens. Just like ugly, we gotta define ugly in a whole nother word. Relax, you feel me? And ugly people ugly people don't relax. So ugly people don't relax. And then when they do relax, they start to feel like they look better, so they're not ugly. And it's just like, you still ugly. So yeah, that's the threshold of words in the code red. Like being about that life. Being about that life means you're responsible. But irresponsible people want to look tough so badly that when they be responsible, they start to say that they're not about that life. And it's just like, no, being about that life is being responsible. Being about wanting to fight somebody is about responsibility. Being about winning the fight is about responsibility. If you just talking about you about killing somebody and not dying yourself, that's irresponsible. Because that's not being about that life. Being about that life is being responsible, that you can kill if it needs to be, they need to be killed, but you don't kill them. But people saying being about that life means bucking, like the word bully. They say bully means taking without saying. No. Bully means being the aggressive leader. But people want to take without saying, not knowing the leader then said a zillion goddamn times. So when they say, they feel like they're not being a bully, they feel like they're being respectful. And it's just like, still not a bully. So, it's just a lot of clout chasers. You feel me? I'm just giving examples. So, I'm obviously talking to only clout chasers about they're not superheroes. And when you see a superhero, stop bothering them. Exhibit A. And, people just think that other superheroes are going to other talents are going to talk about the clout chasers. And people like being clout chasers because it feels like they went to the gas station and got a lottery ticket. Because, the question is, why not? You feel me? The question is, why not? Because clout chasers don't see the bigger picture. So everything else said of why not. And then the next question is, how so? And then the rhetorical question of it all is, ain't it obvious? So, clout chasers watch a movie, heard something, and then they just clout chase. You know how many movies are out for a real clout chaser to do citizen arrests? Name from this clout of century from when time didn't repeat. I mean, from time repeated, but yeah, time repeated. But from this time, when the first movie came out. Now, if the first clout chaser is a superhero, imagine all that clout chaser has to do because of people wanting to be a clout chaser to this quantity of movies out. And then you gotta deal with the other the clout chasers that wait for people to clout chase because of a movie's out, but they know time repeated, so they looking for the little holes to clout chase. You feel me? This superheroes do citizen arrests all the time. Like y'all y'all saw that cartoon show. You feel me? Comics, TV, radio, telepathy, clairvoyance, etc. But seeing when Superman talk about Superman using his full power, the last part of Superman using his full power is Superman telling the British guy he's arrested and he cut off his powers because that's why he's called Superman. His objective is to tell normal people anybody can fly. Anybody can have laser beam eyes. Anybody can run fast. Anybody can have tough skin. But when y'all learn and respect that, you're going to know that there's authority for that. So, that's how every goddamn movie and stuff goes. So Superman is just, he's called Superman because it's grave shift. You feel me? It's grave shift of people working on their athleticism. And then out of the clout chasing, someone was scared of Superman, that they clout chased it to the point that they learned how to develop their own skills. So then Superman's trying to tell them, you didn't have to clout chase to develop your skills. You could have got them just developed your skills and enjoyed life. But you didn't clout chase it because you were scared of everybody looking at me super powerful, and you thought the second you get one power out of how vulnerable I looked, lowering my power level to make sure people don't die from sensing how strong I am, which they still sense that I was way stronger than them. You thought you won't get another opportunity to scratch me with a power level still above the skill sets of being able to do that. And then all the little things that before I went on grave shift with all these weak people that clout chase it to act like it's not existing, and y'all call that killing and stuff like that, I had to go through and get out of code red and do things that if I go flying, I could have got faked it. Like, you punched me, but I didn't punch you so hard and smited you that it popped. Then I turned my head like you punched me, and then I'm flying. Because I don't want to hear no just like I didn't see you go flying and stuff like that when I punched you. And yeah, no gravity to this generation of slang of the Big Bang Theory. And that's what talent and clout chasers is. So, it really is disrespectful to goddamn know somebody for things and then clout chase. Like, use adrenaline of your fear to clout chase. I'm like, why don't you just use your adrenaline of wanting to be somebody other than the next person like you did? Like, because you mix those two together, your fear and wanting to be somebody, and pushed forward. Why don't you use the fear of having fear, adrenaline, and the effects of that, plus wanting to be somebody? Because that's all you gotta do is use the fear of having fear adrenaline and doing wrong. The fear of doing wrong, the fear of having fear adrenaline, because you're in the void of doing wrong. And then the adrenaline of not wanting to be in those categories like you was when you went off your fear adrenaline. And you feel me? And clout chased. And voila. But yeah. So how there's a lot of clout chasers, because there'll be a whole threshold, a whole goddamn pop boom, kadoom, a hoe. Oh, it was always like this, and then whoosh, cover up, and then people just nibbling at the clout chasing like there was some bee making a beehive, and then they noticed they didn't even make no goddamn honey. Cause that's something to clout chase that you talk to somebody in the streets like you gotta be from the streets to be about that life. I swear I know a lot of spoiled ass people that watch movies and can pick up shit. So it's just like clout chasing goes far and deteriorate in your life. Okay, you have to be talented to be a superhero. You can't just say I don't have nothing going for me, but I stabilize my laziness of what I'm okay with. I'm gonna start clout chasing, and then I'm gonna just get another job after I fail in my clout chasing and I get in trouble for it, and stabilize my life, or I'm gonna go to jail and clout chase and like the biggest thing with clout chasing is someone that no. So this is the problem. People know satellites is on them. It doesn't need to be spoken, but it's at the same time with these clout chasers. People know satellites is on them. People move accordingly to satellites being on them. Okay? So that was the first movie. Feeling satellites on you. Like I said, people watch a movie and see something it ain't wannabes and the real thing. So feeling satellites on them was the first movie, you feel me? Because the idea had to come from someone, you know what I'm saying? Someone's always walking around about doing what they're doing, and then you saw a movie, it's like, oh, someone glowing like that means they. So, you know, satellites came out. Everybody was told how satellites, where they can feel the heat wave from satellites, they can feel the repertoire of satellites, etc. Then, you know, they look for people that work for satellites. That was the first thing. They saw the person. Then they, like a movie, they learned all what they need to be scared of from that person in satellites. You feel me? Like, oh my God, this person does this with the satellites and this and that and the third. Then they, after seeing that movie of the respect that you do with satellites, they start looking at individuals that glow in etc, and they start noticing, whoa, satellites was a movie. It was explaining people's senses go all the way out of space. And you know, people's senses go all the way out of space. So then they started noticing, okay, whoa, that person can sense me. And then they try to imagine their age. They look how they old, so that's the oldest and stuff like that. And then they be like, damn, that means they could sense me from the beginning out when I was just born, like they was my mom. No, they wasn't your mom. They was protecting their own family. Just like the business of satellites isn't your mom. You feel me? Same. The movie explains everything. The reality movie, satellites explain everything. So they, they get off tour because they common senses they comprehend. So they're just trying to throw off another clout chaser that they can sense their damn self. So it's all clout chasing actually. But yeah, they noticed that, and then they start noticing that people didn't need satellites to pull up and beat someone's ass. You feel me? They start noticing, okay, you feel me? The first movie came out, it explained the wave of why it was reality. The first movie was a reality, which every movie was a time capsule of reality. And me explaining this and time repeated, high story repeats itself, etc. The first movie was reality of knowing how satellites work, and they was like, oh my god, satellites got a beam on it. Satellites can vaporize someone. Satellites can cage someone in. Satellites can scan somebody. Everything a regular human body can do, because that's what technology is. You feel me? A tool to the body. So then, because before the reality movie, the first movie came out, which was reality, they had to respect personal space, or else. So when people got hit up, that satellites is there to explain how to respect personal space and not get your ass beat in the back streets. They learn that satellites, you feel me? They use satellites to know how much they can observe somebody, because back then you couldn't observe nobody. If you observed before satellites came out, 9 times out of 10 you observe too much on purpose. Like, you feel me? War. You feel me? So it was war, then satellites, then learning personal space from knowing how satellites work, and then faking personal space because they thought that's how they can finesse in, by being on their P's and Q's with satellites, and then confirming that the obvious, that satellites is an example of senses, of human organic senses. And you feel me? A trademark, a checkpoint. Like I said, a movie. And then they started overstepping boundaries. Then the next movie came out on how to respect personal space from satellites. So, how to respect personal space after war, satellites came out, and people learned, okay, satellites is how people want people to walk around and not wage war. So then it became a silent war, an obvious silent war, because if you didn't stop what you was doing from war started silent. You feel me? Everything has to start silent. So war started silent. Then the people that won war put their satellites out, and then people still want to wage war, but they was like, okay, so satellites is how I don't get my ass beat on sight. To that, um, criteria. And then the movie for the silent war on thinking they could finesse satellites came out, and then there was like, okay, respecting people's senses as satellites is common sense. So then there's a silent war on common sense, and then the movie for that came out. After the technology of that came out, and they're like, okay, and just all the way to this point of life just being this, a generation of clout chasers, like I said, with movies. And people now is just, you feel me, clout chasing to figure out what's the next thing to silently wage war, because in the void of silently doing it, it's loud now. So people's talking about, you don't have a job, you don't, okay, but who was I before the first movie Satellites came out? No, that does matter. That matters a lot, because in the end, that's what these movies was time capsules for. To respect the ending of war. Or excuse me, not the ending of war, since people still want to play dumb. The circumstance, the ultimatum, karma of life now. You feel me? You feel me? Make a whole movie about, we is far gone past, it's like past y'all heads of even having to tell you none of that shit will work. So, you feel me? Satellites came out as a comedy. You feel me? Silent War came out as a comedy. And then Satellites came out. All the way to these movies now, where the people that are still trying to make a silent war will never be on the other side of the comedy, because they'll be too busy being happy that they're not getting laughed out for clout chasing something that would never exist. And then that'll be the last bit, them trying to roast about, y'all didn't even roast me and you think I'm pathetic. But that's another story. So, you know, you feel me? Movies are whole casket records on principles. You feel me? So, you feel me? Satellites established, principles is there. And then movies started coming out after satellites, and inventions other than satellites on that part of satellites started coming out to illustrate the mocking of not knowing principles was made from medieval times. It's just like it's played out now. Like, if you want to be that weirdo, then be that weirdo, okay? That's what the movie, you feel me? So, you know, that's what people look for in the movies and shit like that, where they stand. So, you know, people look for where they stand in the satellites. Citizen arrested, and people look for where they stand and personal space, hygiene problem, then people, you feel me, all the way to now where we're talking about the co-reading of words. And there's a movie out for that, app for that, phone for that, technology for all of that, move for all of that stuff. So yeah, that's the big picture. Um, you know, chronologically, I explained where we at with life, and people's waiting for the next movie. That been out, but you know, when people make a whole tesseract, dimensional tesseract, that that for it to still be stabilized, it has to be in tune to the first movie, or you know, those people that I was just talking about. No much silence. Let's see how much people see it. And you know, because in the end, I'm not trying to make it sound like anything or make the word imprisonment be the clout chaser's definition, okay? It's the superhero definition, you feel me? Prison is the superhero's definition, you feel me? In prison, superhero definition. All those words go by the superhero's definition, not people that only saw that superheroes are clout chasers. And you know, that's what Atlantis is about. The dimensional of a tesseract being there as a gravitational situation. Of many words that can explain the energy that everybody agrees with, no matter how it sounds. And you know, from the beginning of troubleshooting of medieval, and then the explaining of why silent war was ended in the beginning of time. It stacks up to satellites, to movies that have been out to explain it the first time. You feel me? There's movies all about time traveling, unidentified objects, all of this stuff, and people is waiting for this movie to come out to stop doing it when there's movies about all dimensions are connected. And I already said satellites, so you know. But you know, clout chasers would see that a superhero got a lot of clout. A superhero got a lot of clout, money too, and it'll be like, oh, God speaks, Spider-Man. And it's just like, and yeah, that's really it. That's all it really is. You feel me? So you know, somebody, you feel me? The problem is how you know all these movies been out and this is deja vu, and it's just somebody with their own dimensional tesseract inside of their own domicile that's adjacent to the community of common law. Is that every movie is not out. You feel me? But you know, the way that clout chasers maneuver and the way that clout doesn't build up like the beginning of time, but is a reminiscent on all the scenarios so we can know what 10-4 means or what code it is. And proof that all the movies is out is the way people is maneuvering. So, you know, someone, obviously I'm talking about superhero shit, you feel me? Or I'm talking about wealth, actually. I'm talking about wealth. And you know, wealthy people have to defend themselves. So, you know, if someone wants to build a mansion, that would be dumb to build a mansion in a time that doesn't have the surveillance and security to not deal with pop-ups and people thinking your mansion is cool, even if you be your own security for pop-ups. So that's what Call of Duty Zombies slick is. And you feel me? It's not that hard. So, you know, rich nigga shit, you feel me? Wealth people's life and leader of disease. People go to the Tesseract dimension where movies is still coming out about progress from the last, but you know, why people still don't make it. You feel me? Like musical chairs type shit or something. And then someone that chose to make their own domicile inside of that space or branch off that space, people show up and then be like, so boom, satellites have to come out. And then how the person then got rid of them from whatever invention, flashpoints, alien movies will never come out. You feel me? So there's flying cars and that Earth. And there has to be a movie that comes out about cars driving on the road and flying over bumpers because some people want to be land creatures with their car. But it's not that easy to make a flying car. So if someone tries to turn their flying car into a car that can drive on the road, you have to worry about people knocking on the door thinking it's going to turn into a flying car and it's going to talk to them like, hey, do you want to go for a ride? Oh my gosh. So there has to be a movie that comes out about if a nigga parked their car not on, like, you feel me, on something that could reach and etc, you feel me, or they call it junky and stuff like that, but you see like the humidity control that it can turn into something, you feel me. We went through that, you feel me, that story, that satellites of you will feel the pain. You feel me? And then, so that movie came out, and that then flashpointed construction work. So now there has to be a movie on how fast construction work can be done, and people are on grave shift of leaving this dimension. You feel me? Out of all these movies that's out, from, you feel me, from playing dumb because someone then just opened up a whole new world when the military base world is still there. And then there has to be a movie about superheroes don't have to go get a blue uniform again when they've been ranked up, and who's fired and not leaving, etc, and how it worked when the military base Earth had all that shit. And then there has to be a song about all the motherfuckers dying, but no one wants to hear it, so just listen to the song. About people thinking they about to sign up to the military and be able to hide the military base Earth, and you feel me, because when you stare at the person, you know that they know, so they're gonna come to someone's Earth and play dumb when they don't send satellites in a movie explaining when the military base Earth has the whole files and more movies coming out to elaborate exactly on time traveling, dimension traveling, more than one Earth. Movies don't have to come out on that Earth for you to respect it and die the same way, because they'll take their inventions from that Earth and zap you like so yeah. And that's the problem. There's a movie about who I am right now and why I won't blow up. And me staring dead at the camera like, I damn sure know you seen that movie. And you felt them satellites. And you felt them castles and etc. For you to come here and say there's no castles, but there's the White House. You can tell me what I'm doing, but there's satellites. And goddamn, Spider-Man Far From Home is out. And Avengers, because you feel me, we can do the math. We can go, oh yeah, it hasn't changed. If we can just go backwards from if Spider-Man Far From Home came out, that means this movie. And I'm right here talking to y'all about talent versus clout chasers. Because y'all clout chasing. And not superheroes or heroes or authority. Or have the ability to sense like a satellite, so you want to throw off people's senses that sense like a satellite, because I can only see this far. And that's the most stupidest shit I heard in my goddamn life. But yeah, so like I was saying, that shit, Salt came out. But yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home came out. And you know, other movies that clout chasers are goddamn know the deal from when satellites came out. And the military base, goddamn, Earth is still here. And you know, I'm one with that. And so you know, so it's like following someone's car, or you know, it's like walking down the goddamn street and then a stranger irately approaches you like you're oblivious to the obvious. And then that the cloud chasing is keep running with that. We got something. And there's a movie out about no you don't. And people clout chasing to disrespect and have people talk to me like there wasn't respecting the military base Earth. And that's everything.